Hello, I'm Nobby. Welcome to my workshop. Something just a little bit different for this video. I wanted to show you two or three items that were given to me as Christmas presents. Christmas just passed. But before that, there's one thing that I also wanted just to show you, which may help perhaps a lot of us in England or in other countries as well, in very, very cold workshops. My workshop today is warmer than it's been for a few weeks. It's 8.7 degrees centigrade in the workshop at the moment, with a little monitor that I can read the temperature in the house, so that I can work out if it's going to be warm enough for me to come out into the workshop or not. It's a heated waistcoat, and I've got it underneath my heavier coat here, and it's this. I hope you can see that well. It's a sleeveless waistcoat, and it has some heating elements in it, and you power it from one of these little battery packs, various battery packs like this. Obviously you've got to have one that's got enough power in it to run the heated waistcoat. So this can be stored in the pocket on the inside, and it connects through a USB cable. So if I can get that back in the pocket again. And its controls are simply from this little badge here. You can go through three different heat settings. Red is the warmest, white the middle setting, and blue the lower setting. I can leave it on blue now because this has had a chance to warm up already, and it has heating elements in a number of different places, and also in the collar, and I can feel lovely warmth against my neck, which is good because any of you that wear a scarf know that having a scarf around your neck sort of contains the heat within your clothing. So obviously I don't want to come into the workshop if it's really cold, because I know it's not going to be very good for my health, but certainly having something on like this today is going to help me in the workshop. I was in the workshop yesterday when it was about 5 degrees, and I did do some work out here yesterday, but it was a little bit chilly. I had my electric fan heater on, which certainly helped me. And this also has pockets, so if you're wearing this sort of out of doors, you can put your hands in your pockets and you can feel the warmth through the pockets as well. So I thought I'd just mention this. Obviously I'm not sponsoring this, I'm not being paid to tell you this, but my wife found this on Amazon. Not terribly expensive, it's under £25. So during the cold weather, we've obviously still got some cold weather to come up in January and February. February often is a typically very, very cold month anyway. So anyway, if it's of any interest to anyone, that they're obviously available. I only received this morning, so I thought, as well as mentioning presents given to me for Christmas, I'd mention this as well. Anyway, I'm going to bring the camera in just a little bit closer so I can show you the items I got in slightly more detail, with a bit more explanation about them as well. So bear with me just for a moment. Well, this is the first one I want to show. This is a gift that I received from my wife, and it's the Stuart 10V kit. That's a vertical engine. Something I've wanted to try a Stuart kit for a very, very long time, but they are quite expensive kits to buy. And I'd mentioned to another friend on YouTube that I was looking for one of these kits when I was going to a model engineering exhibition last year, and I was hoping that Stuart might have some show offers. And a particular YouTuber that we watch one another's channels, subscribe to our channels, sent me a message saying that they've got one of these kits that was bought a long time ago, and it was unlikely that it was going to get built, and would I be interested in it? So we negotiated a favourable price for it, obviously saving me a lot of money over buying one of these from Stuart, and we met up at the Model Engineering exhibition in the Midlands, and I collected the kit from the other viewer. Not going to mention any names here, but this is obviously a kit that that person's had for quite a long time, because it is a very old kit. Now Stuart, they're down in, I think, in Bridport in the West Country, but originally Stuart were in Guernsey, and that's where the kits originally came from. And this one is marked up on the box with the Guernsey address. So obviously it's in an older kit. It doesn't matter because the kits are all the same. Comes with all the paperwork, the sort of details, the sort of guarantee sheet, and little explanation about the kit there. There's a picture of the kit itself, and of course the most important thing is the instructions, which is all on one large sheet. That shows this sort of expanded view of the kit itself. Inside are all the instructions, which obviously I best not show, because obviously these builds are the plans rather are copyrighted, but I've got all the lovely instructions for it. While I was at the exhibition, I also bought this book on building the vertical steam engine. So this is going to help me with building and machining all the castings. Lots of illustrations and instructions on setups and fixtures and all the rest of it as well. So that's really going to help me. But I've examined, obviously this is sort of heat sealed under like a sort of a plastic material, but an inspection of through the plastic of all the castings, they do look really good. They obviously are very accurate, which is something I didn't find that all the castings for the last engine I built were as accurate as this. That was the PM Research engine. These do look very, very good indeed. Obviously there's a little bit on the flywheel, bit of cleaning up to do on the spokes and all the rest of it, but everything is there. I've gone through the instructions just to sort of check that there's nothing sort of missing, but nothing appears to have fallen out here at all. In the end, my wife offered to buy this for me for my Christmas present. So this will be a build that I can do during this year now, 2025. So once I've got the other engine built and various other things that I want to do as well completed, a little bit later on during the year, when the weather hopefully gets just a little bit warmer, I can start at work on this one, which I'm looking forward to. A lot of the castings in this are cast iron. There are obviously some brass parts. I think some of the parts might be bronze. I'm not really sure. There's obviously quite a difference in the colour of some of the parts, so that it may be some of the bearings, for instance, might be bronze, and then all the various other bits of material. And in the little box here are all the screws and various other little bits and pieces, little bits of rod and so forth. There's the packing material here as well, and some joint material below here. So all the parts. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Stuart kits anyway. So they've been around a long time, and apparently this particular one, the V10, is an engine that a lot of people start off with. So I'm really looking forward to building this. My wife also got me another little book to read. This one, A Man and His Lathe. This is by Sparry, a very, very well-known author of books on workshop practice. I've also got another book which I've had for quite a long time. I bought this other book second hand. It was a book called The Amateur Lathe, also by Sparry, but this one is very interesting because most of the illustrations and text on this relates to the Myford lathe, the ML7, which Sparry owns. So it obviously relates directly to the lathe that I have, and you see the Myford lathe here, and making various upgrades to the lathe and accessories for it. So it's quite an interesting little book for me to look through and read. I think I've already read about half of it already, but she searched around and found that for me. So a very interesting little book to have. One of my sons, both my sons buy me very nice Christmas presents anyway. They look after their old dad. My younger son didn't buy me anything relating to the workshop at all this year, but my older son did. He bought me another cordless screwdriver for the workshop. I've got a couple of cordless drills already. The ones I've got were very economy budget priced ones, which in some instances don't have enough torque to do some of the jobs I want to do. So he treated me to this beautiful Milwaukee cordless screwdriver, which will take obviously interchangeable bits. Just pop in there. Variable speed, comes with a couple of batteries and charger, so that's going to be very nice for the workshop as well, because it's I remember many years ago now, my wife bought me a cordless drill, and I only had the one. It's a make which has long since disappeared. The battery after many years failed, and I couldn't get a replacement battery for it. But it's handy having, I'm sure everyone knows, handy having more than one cordless drill, because if you're doing some work where you need a drill and a screwdriver, then if you've got two, you can have a drill in one, the screwdriver in the other, and you haven't got to keep changing the bits over. I mean, I've already got several sets of screwdriver bits and various other attachments that will fit into here. You can also put small drills into these as well. If I can lay my hands on it, there we are. You can get a device like this if you want to use just small drills. This is a very small drill chuck that will fit into this standard fitting here, so that can be used in there. So if you were drilling very, this only takes drills up to a very small size, but that could be sort of a handy accessory to keep in the bag as well. Just to, if it's making just pilot holes, that's going to be useful. So just thought I'd show you that as well. Really nice to have that. I've got quite a lot of new tools that have arrived in my workshop over the last few weeks, probably over about the last month, and there's probably enough bits and pieces there to make another little video to show you, but I'm not going to include them in this one. I don't want to make this video too long and make it boring. But before we go, I've had another nice workshop sticker sent to me, so I'd like to share that with you as well. So if you bear with me for a moment, I'll swing the camera around to the sticker board and show you that and explain a little bit about the the YouTuber that we've done a sticker exchange with. So bear with me just for a moment. Right, I'm back again. Well, here's the sticker. It says bear steam accessory. I don't know quite what that means, but there's always a picture of a bear in here as well. But this has come to me from the YouTuber in Australia. Now I've written down the name of the channel so you can have a look at this. It's the long name of the channel is Blue Heelers Model and Toy Steam Engine Room, and the shortened name that YouTube have given all their channels is at Steam Engines Jim, which Jim's channel. I guess a lot of you know this channel, but if anyone has an interest at all in model steam engines, be it Stuart PM Research, whatever, Mammoth, Whedon, any of the steam engines that have been made around the world, in Australia, America, England, Germany, anywhere, engines that you could run on steam or compressed air, or Stirling engines as well. This channel is one that you have to take a look at. Jim's got the most incredible collection of engines. He's dedicated almost a little room in his house. It's got shelves all the way around the room to display all these engines, but he said that they've also encroached into the house as well. Obviously, like me, must have a very understanding wife. But his channel often, he shows the engines. Sometimes he does upgrades to them, builds really nice wooden stands to put them on, and does various upgrades to improve the look and running of the engines as well. And he demonstrates the engines being run as well, on air and on steam. So I would recommend you have a look at the channel if you've got an interest at all in any engines like this. Certainly well worthwhile. I mean, I've been watching Jim's channel for quite a long time now, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Ever so often he puts in lots of other little bits of video as well of areas near to where he lives in Australia, which is fascinating to me as well. So anyway, without further ado, let's get the sticker up on the board. I think I can peel it right off. It's only a tiny little sticker, but what I'm going to do is put you up next to Julia, next to Julia's shed here. So there you go, Jim, you're on my board. Thank you very, very much indeed for sending this to me. It arrived amazingly quickly as well. It arrived from Australia in just a fraction over a week. Obviously, whether everything worked perfectly all the way through, I don't know, but I sent a card out to a friend of mine in Australia well before Christmas, and it arrived after Christmas. It arrived, I think, on the 29th of December, a bit too late, but it took 4 weeks to get there. So I'm hoping that my sticker, this one that I've sent out to Jim, won't take that long to arrive anyway, but I hope you get that sticker at some point anyway, Jim. So do have a look at that channel. I know you'll enjoy it, and I'm sure you'll subscribe to it as well. So anyway, that really finishes my little video for this week. I've still got a couple more videos to go, I think, on building the PM Research engine. There's one video I've got ready for the following one for you, which sort of carries on the build, and I think that's number 15, and then number 16 I hope will be the final part. There's one remaining part to make for the engine, and I'm hoping at that point I can get the engine running for you. Fingers crossed that's going to work. Anyway, that's it from me, so looking forward to see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.